What if everything in your life, every success, every failure, every single result, was shaped by one invisible force you've been ignoring all along? Not luck, not talent, but thought. The way you think determines the way you live. And yet most people never stop to question their thoughts. They react, they doubt, they complain, they drift, and then wonder why their lives feel stuck, why they don't move forward, why success always seems just out of reach. But here's the truth. The moment you take full control of your thoughts, everything changes. Everything begins to move. You were not born to be ordinary. Deep inside, you know there's more purpose, more potential, more impact. But something keeps holding you back. It whispers that you're not ready, that you're not smart enough, that you'll fail. These thoughts feel like truth, but they're not. They're just patterns, old, limiting, and false. They were shaped by past experiences, fears, and other people's opinions. And until you challenge them, they'll keep shaping your future. Here's the secret most people never hear. Thoughts are energy, real, measurable energy. And the stronger the thought, the more power it has. The more emotion you pour into a thought, the faster it becomes reality. When you think with belief, with clarity, with obsession, the universe begins to shift. Your brain begins to look for proof. Your body begins to act in alignment. Your focus sharpens. Your confidence grows. Your energy changes. And soon, so does your life. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to start by thinking differently. Begin by noticing your thoughts. Become aware of the silent stories you tell yourself every day. Are they pushing you forward or pulling you back? Are they building you up or tearing you down? You can't plant seeds of fear and expect a harvest of confidence. You can't keep feeding doubt and expect success. The mind gives you what you repeat, what you dwell on, what you believe deep down. Now imagine what happens when you choose thoughts of power, of possibility, of certainty. Imagine starting each day focused not on problems but on solutions, not on what you lack, but on what you can create. That shift, that one change, rewires everything. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because if you stay with me until the end of this video, you're going to learn a formula that has changed lives for over a century. A formula that begins with mastering this one thing, your mind, your thoughts. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You're just one decision away from thinking differently. From believing in what's possible, from becoming someone new. So don't look away, don't scroll, don't quit. Because if you truly listen, truly open your mind, what comes next could shift your entire life. This is where the change begins, right here, right now. With one powerful, unshakable thought, you are meant for more.
And now, it's time to claim it.
Let me know when you're ready for the next section, or if you'd like background music suggestions to match the tone. Desire is the spark that starts everything. Without it, there is no motion, no purpose, no reason to rise after failure or push through doubt. It is more than a want, more than a hope. It is fire, a deep, burning need that refuses to be ignored. The kind of desire that grabs you by the soul and won't let go until you do something about it. That's what drives change. That's what turns ordinary people into forces of nature. And yet most people never find it because they never let themselves feel that fire long enough. They bury it under fear, under excuses, under the comfort of staying the same. But deep down, it's still there. The dream you never spoke out loud. The life you imagined late at night when no one was watching. That version of you, the bold one, the clear one, the one who dares to go after more, still lives inside you, waiting, watching, hoping for the day you stop holding back. You were not made to settle. You were made to rise, to reach, to build something greater than survival. But desire must be fed. It must be spoken, written, repeated. It must live in your thoughts daily or it fades into noise. That's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The ones who win feel it every day. They stay hungry. They don't wait for permission. They wake up with purpose burning in their chest. If you want success, you have to want it like breath, like life itself. It can't be casual. You must get clear on what you want and why you want it. You must make it so personal, so emotional, that giving up is no longer an option. That's when life starts to move. That's when doors open. That's when your brain begins to find ways instead of excuses. The stronger your desire, the clearer your direction. When you know what you want, you stop wasting time on what doesn't matter. You focus. You commit. You sacrifice with joy because the dream means more than the pain. Don't just wish. Don't just talk. Don't just wait. Decide. Decide that your life will be different, that your future will be bigger than your past, that your dreams will become real not by luck, but by fire. Let that desire rise until it becomes obsession. Let it shape your choices. Let it pull you out of bed, drive your focus, fuel your discipline. Because when you want something with your whole heart, you find a way, every time. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter who doubts you. What matters is the fire you carry. And if it's strong enough, nothing can stop you. This is where your transformation begins. Not with skill, not with opportunity, but with a burning, non-negotiable desire. One that says, I will not settle. I will not stop. I will rise. That desire is already in you. Feed it, trust it, and watch what happens next. Let me know when you're ready for the third section, or if you'd like help creating a title screen line for this video. Desire opens the door, but belief is what lets you walk through it. Without belief, even the strongest dream crumbles. You can want something with all your heart, but if you don't believe it's possible, you'll never fight for it. You'll hesitate, you'll second guess, you'll sabotage yourself without even knowing. Because deep inside, the mind obeys what it believes to be true. And if it believes you're not enough, if it believes you're destined to fail, it will find ways to make sure you stay small. That's why belief isn't optional. It's everything. Real belief is not just hope. It's not a soft whisper. It's conviction. It's certainty before proof. It's the voice that says, I will, even when nothing around you agrees. That kind of belief has power. It shifts how you move, how you speak, how you face obstacles. And you don't wait for it to show up. You build it every single day. You build it by speaking life into yourself, by feeding your mind truth louder than fear, by choosing to believe in possibility over limitations. The world will try to shrink you. Your past will try to define you. But belief breaks through both. The mind is always listening to your thoughts, to your words. Every time you say, I can't, your mind accepts it as a command. Every time you say maybe, it retreats. But when you say I will, something inside you locks in. Belief triggers action. It awakens focus. It attracts momentum. People call it confidence. But it's more than that. It's alignment between who you are and who you choose to become. That alignment becomes magnetic. And the more you believe, the more evidence you begin to gather that you were never broken. You were just waiting to believe. Start where you are, even if doubt is loud, even if you failed before. Belief doesn't mean you never fall. It means you rise anyway. You keep going. You stay committed. You hold the vision when no one else sees it. You back yourself when no one claps. That's belief. That's strength. And it gets louder with repetition. You must affirm who you are, not once, but daily. Speak the future into the now, not with empty words, but with full intention. Feel it. Mean it. Let your body feel the weight of it, because when belief hits your bones, nothing can knock you down for long. You are more capable than you've been told, more powerful than you've allowed yourself to believe. You've been waiting for a sign, for certainty, for permission, but none of that matters. What matters is what you decide to believe right now. Will you believe in your excuses or your potential? You can't serve both. You must choose. Choose the voice that says you were born for more. Choose the belief that calls you higher. And then live like it's already yours. Because once you believe, truly believe, everything else begins to follow. Ready for the next breakthrough section or need on-screen text quotes to match this segment? Belief is the fuel, but action is the fire. Nothing changes until you move. You can dream, you can visualize, you can speak it into existence, but unless you take the first step, the dream stays stuck in your mind. Too many people wait to feel ready. They wait for confidence to arrive, for the fear to disappear, for the perfect conditions to appear. But the truth is, confidence comes after the first move, not before. Progress builds belief, not the other way around. And that means the only way to become who you're meant to be is to take action before you feel prepared. Action is the separator. It's what draws the line between the ones who wish and the ones who rise. Every time you choose movement over hesitation, you rewire your brain, You teach yourself that you are in control. You build momentum, and momentum creates clarity. You don't need to see the whole path to take the next step. You just need to move with faith. And when you do, life responds, not always immediately, not always the way you expect. But the act of movement signals the universe and your own mind that you are serious, that you are not waiting, that you are ready to rise. Fear will always try to anchor you. It will whisper doubts. It will magnify the risk. It will remind you of every time you failed. But fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal. It means you're close to something meaningful, something worth chasing. And the only way through fear is forward. Small steps, bold steps, imperfect steps. Just move. Don't let the idea of perfection stop you from starting. You don't need perfection. You need progress. You need to prove to yourself over and over that you are someone who follows through. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you create evidence. Evidence that you are becoming stronger. Evidence that you are building discipline. Evidence that you are someone who chooses courage over comfort. That evidence becomes your new identity. And identity is what transforms everything. You begin to see yourself differently, not as a person who wants success, but as someone who creates it. That shift changes the game, because once your identity changes, your habits follow. And once your habits change, results become inevitable. You don't need to leap. Just lean in. Take one action today that moves you toward your goal. One decision, one promise kept to yourself. That's how it starts. And when you stack action on top of belief and belief on top of desire, you become unstoppable. You are not here to stay stuck in theory. You are here to become something real, something powerful, something undeniable. And that begins with what you do, not just what you feel. The future doesn't belong to the most gifted. It belongs to the most committed. And the most committed always choose action. Want help shaping the next transformation section, or prefer a motivational quote summary for this one? Consistency is what separates moments of motivation from a lifetime of transformation. It is not what you do once that changes your life. It's what you do every single day, especially when it's hard, especially when no one's watching, especially when the results haven't shown up yet. That's the test. That's the place where most people give up. They start with fire, but when the fire fades, they slow down. They wait to feel inspired again. But inspiration is not the goal. Discipline is. And discipline is built through repetition, not emotion. You cannot rely on how you feel. You must rely on what you've decided. The truth is, the most powerful changes in life are boring when they begin. The early mornings, the silent grind, the unseen effort. They don't look exciting, but they are building something powerful underneath the surface. Every time you show up when it's hard, you are voting for the future you. Every time you stay true to the plan, even when you're tired, even when your mind begs you to stop, you are becoming the person who wins. Consistency isn't about talent. It's not about luck. It's about refusing to break the chain day after day, step after step, brick by brick. You won't always feel like it, and that's the point. Real change begins when you keep going without the rush of emotion, when you stay committed without applause, when your reason for showing up is bigger than your excuse to stop. That's when discipline begins to grow roots. That's when your mind becomes sharper, your will becomes stronger, your habits become automatic. Success is not a one-time explosion. It's a quiet, daily agreement you make with yourself to not quit. You must learn to trust the invisible progress. Some days will feel like nothing is changing. Some days your efforts will go unnoticed, unrecognized, unrewarded. But those days matter the most because they prove you are serious. They prove you are not doing this for quick results. You're doing it because this is who you are now. This is your standard. This is your identity. And when you live from that identity, the results become inevitable. Not because of magic, but because consistency compounds. When others stop, you go. When others hesitate, you lean in. When others get distracted, you refocus. That's how leaders are built. Not in loud moments, but in silent choices. You're not here to be average. You're here to be exceptional. But exceptional is never found in comfort. It's found in repetition, in structure, in choosing to do what matters over and over until it becomes who you are. The world rewards the consistent, not the occasional, not the intense. the consistent. Show up, even when you don't feel ready, especially then. Because the real you, the strong you, is forged in the days when quitting seems easier. Let me know when you're ready for the next momentum section, or if you'd like a visual script cue for this segment. Consistency builds results, but persistence builds character. Anyone can stay committed when things are going well. Anyone can keep going when the path is smooth. But what defines you is what you do when nothing works, when the odds are stacked against you, when life pushes back harder than you expected. This is where most people give up.
They mistake resistance for rejection. They assume a setback means stop.
But it's in those very moments when doubt creeps in, when fatigue sets in, when failure knocks, that your greatest opportunity appears. Because persistence is not about force. It's about refusing to fold. It's about standing firm in your vision, even when the world gives you every reason to walk away from it. You won't always see the reward right away. Sometimes the only thing you get back is silence. No applause, no progress, no visible change. But those are the moments that test your truth. Do you want it badly enough to keep showing up without proof? Can you still move forward when all you have is... This is where champions are made, not in bursts of motivation, but in long stretches of persistence. Because real strength is quiet. It doesn't scream, it doesn't seek validation. It just keeps going. When persistence becomes who you are, the path becomes irrelevant. You stop needing easy roads. You stop needing outside approval. You develop an inner fire that keeps burning no matter how cold the world around you gets. That fire is what makes you unstoppable. It's what makes people wonder how you never gave up. They'll see the results one day, but they'll never understand the night you pushed through pain, the mornings you fought through fear, the hours you stayed focused when distractions begged for your attention. That's the unseen grind. That's the invisible weight that only the persistent carry. You must stop chasing quick wins and start committing to the long game. You are not building something temporary. You are becoming someone permanent. And becoming is a slow burn. It's gritty. It's uncomfortable. But it is the most real and powerful thing you will ever do. Because once you cross the line from wanting change to refusing anything less, life shifts. Obstacles still come, but you face them differently. Rejection still stings, but it no longer defines you. Delays still happen, but they don't discourage you. Why? Because your mind is no longer controlled by outcome. It's anchored in purpose. Persistence is proof that you've already decided that no matter how long it takes, you are not turning back. You are not here to try. You are here to become. And the ones who become don't ask how long it will take. They ask how far they can go. That mindset creates legends. That decision separates dreamers from doers. Stay persistent. Stay grounded. Because everything you are working for is already on the way. It's just waiting to meet the version of you who refused to give up. Want help crafting the next high-impact section, or need a few text overlays for reels from this part? Persistence without clarity is like running in circles. You move, but you never arrive. At some point, you have to get honest about what you truly want. Not what sounds impressive, not what others expect, but what you deeply desire. Because without clarity, your energy is scattered, your time is wasted, your power is diluted. Clarity is not just knowing the destination, it's owning it. It's saying without hesitation, this is who I am, this is what I'm building, this is what I'm willing to fight for. That level of certainty changes everything. It simplifies your path. It eliminates distraction. It gives you something worth sacrificing for. You cannot hit a target you refuse to define. Vagueness creates confusion, and confusion creates hesitation. But when you decide what matters most, your brain begins to filter everything else out. You start moving with focus instead of force. You stop chasing everything and start building something. That's the difference between a wandering life and a directed one. And when you get that level of direction, your inner world aligns with your outer actions. Your habits sharpen. Your choices improve. Your time becomes sacred. Because when you're clear, you no longer negotiate with excuses. You protect your vision because your vision is no longer blurry. Clarity is a commitment. It demands you stop pretending. It asks you to strip away distractions, to silence the noise, to stop running from the truth, What do you want? What are you willing to let go of to get there? Until you answer that with conviction, you'll always be pulled in 100 directions. But when you do answer with full honesty, everything starts to change. You stop settling. You stop doubting. You stop waiting for permission. Clarity gives you a reason to rise early, to train harder, to speak boldly, to live fully. It's the foundation of confidence, not arrogance, but the kind of deep certainty that makes you unstoppable. People don't lack ambition. They lack focus. The ones who win aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who have a crystal clear outcome and a non-negotiable commitment to make it happen. They get clear, then they get consistent. They stop entertaining distractions. They cut the noise. They say no to what doesn't fit the vision. That kind of clarity turns ordinary people into extraordinary forces. It removes confusion, and in its place, it gives you power. Focused energy is powerful.
Scattered energy is weak.
You have to make a decision, not just once, but every day. Decide who you are, decide where you're going, decide what you're no longer willing to tolerate. That decision, that clarity, will reshape your life faster than motivation ever could. Because when you know where you're going, you stop getting lost. You stop looking for shortcuts. You trust the process because the path has purpose. And when your path has purpose, no obstacle, no delay, no fear can hold you back. Get clear, stay focused, and build the life that's already waiting for your decision. Let me know if you'd like to keep building the next clarity-driven section or want text captions for short videos using this part. Once you are clear about what you want, the next step is to become the person who deserves it. Success doesn't come to the person who wants more. It comes to the one who becomes more. You don't attract what you wish for. You attract what you embody. And that means working harder on yourself than anything else. You must build the habits, the mindset, the discipline, and the values of the person who already has what you desire. That version of you is not a fantasy. It's a blueprint. It's already within you, waiting to be claimed through repeated action and inner alignment. Your results are not random. They're reflections. They mirror the standard you live by. You cannot build an extraordinary life with an average identity. You must rise above the version of yourself that settles, delays, avoids, or doubts. You must upgrade your internal standards. This means letting go of excuses that keep you comfortable. It means ending your loyalty to habits that no longer serve your growth. If your dreams demand courage, your comfort must become irrelevant. If your goals require discipline, your distractions must lose their power. This is how transformation begins, not when circumstances shift, but when you do. The most powerful change is silent. It happens in the moments no one sees. The moment you choose to do what's right instead of what's easy. The moment you honor your word to yourself, even when no one is watching. The moment you keep going, not because of motivation, but because you refuse to break your own promise. That kind of integrity becomes your foundation. It builds a deep kind of self-respect. And self-respect changes everything. It shapes how you think, how you speak, how you move through the world. It's not about being perfect, it's about being aligned. Stop chasing outcomes and start crafting identity. Who are you becoming today? Are your choices matching your vision? Are your actions echoing your values? This is the real work, not just learning, but becoming. Not just hoping, but evolving. You cannot lie to yourself and win. You cannot shortcut growth and expect lasting results. Real success doesn't respond to appearances. It responds to authenticity. And authenticity is earned when you act like the person you claim to be. This is your power. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly one decision away from a different outcome. But that decision must come from a deeper place, not from pressure, not from fear, but from clarity and truth. If your habits match your future, your results will follow. But if your habits serve your past, your potential will stay locked away. You have to choose. Every moment is a vote. Every day is a chance. Every choice is a mirror. Make it count. Become the person who earns the dream. Because once you do, you'll stop chasing success and start living it. Want to continue with the next identity building section? or need help with a short-form version for social reels, growth demands discomfort. You cannot step into a bigger life while holding on to small habits. Every dream you chase will ask you to trade something: comfort, excuses, old identities, familiar patterns, and yes, even people who no longer reflect the direction you're headed. Progress feels lonely before it feels empowering, because when you raise your standards, you automatically outgrow what used to be enough. That shift is painful, but it's necessary. You were never meant to remain who you were. You are meant to evolve again and again until your external reality matches your internal potential. Stop expecting expansion to feel comfortable. It never will. It's not supposed to. It's meant to stretch you, break your limits, challenge your beliefs, and expose what's been holding you back. Because nothing great is built inside your comfort zone. That zone feels safe, but it's not. It's where dreams die quietly. It's where your future stays locked behind fear. But discomfort, that's where life begins. That's where real change happens. When you stop negotiating with your old self and start becoming loyal to your future self. That version of you doesn't avoid pressure. It turns pressure into power. Discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It's the decision to do what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce the belief that you are worthy of the life you want. That belief becomes your fuel. It creates a sense of control, a quiet confidence that says, I may not have it all now, but I will, because I show up when it matters. The world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you're prepared to earn. And that preparation is built through daily discomfort. Most people quit when it gets hard, not realizing that's the exact moment when change begins. They think resistance is a sign to stop, but resistance is actually a signal to keep going. It means you're growing. It means your old limitations are being tested, and if you push through, you step into a new version of yourself. Stronger, clearer, more powerful. But if you quit, you teach your mind that fear wins. You teach your body that ease is the goal. And slowly you build a life that looks safe but feels empty. The only way out is through the repetition, through the fatigue, through the doubt, through the days when nothing makes sense but you still show up. Because every time you do, you separate yourself from the average. You rise above the crowd. You begin to embody the rare mindset of someone who refuses to settle. And that mindset becomes your edge. It becomes your secret weapon in a world addicted to comfort and excuses. The stronger you grow in discomfort, the more unstoppable you become in pursuit of your goals. Let me know if you'd like help expanding this into a real friendly summary or want to build the next momentum charge section. Every great achievement begins with a decision to act. Too often people wait for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or a sign from the universe. But waiting is a trap. It steals your power and numbs your purpose. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is only now, the only time you truly own. Every second you delay, you lose momentum. You feed doubt and strengthen fear. The gap between where you are and where you want to be grows wider with every excuse you create. Action, no matter how small, is the antidote to that paralysis. Taking the first step is rarely easy. It demands courage, the kind that shakes your soul and pushes you past every comfort zone you've ever built around yourself. That courage is not a magical gift reserved for a few. It is a muscle you develop by moving forward despite the discomfort. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need full confidence or a foolproof plan. You only need to move, to start, to try. Because movement breaks the spell of fear. It turns uncertainty into experience, and experience into strength. When you act, your brain shifts from imagining obstacles to solving problems. You discover resources, ideas, and solutions you couldn't see before. Action creates clarity, and clarity breeds confidence. It dismantles the illusion that you are powerless. Every step forward rewires your mind to believe I am capable. I can handle this. I am not defined by failure, but by persistence. This is how momentum builds. Not by waiting for perfect conditions, but by showing up again and again. Every action is a vote for the person you want to become. Fear is inevitable. Doubt is natural. But what defines you is not the absence of these feelings, but your response to them. Courage is choosing action despite fear. Strength is continuing despite doubt. You will never eliminate fear, but you can outgrow it by doing what scares you most. The moment you move toward your goals instead of away, you claim your power. You shift from victim to creator, from stuck to unstoppable. Remember, progress is not always dramatic. It is often quiet, unseen, and slow. But consistent action compounds over time. It builds a foundation so strong that setbacks become temporary and obstacles become stepping stones. You must trust the process of showing up, even when results are invisible. This faith in action creates resilience, a resilience that will carry you through every challenge, every delay, every moment of uncertainty. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation is fleeting. Action is constant. The more you act, the more motivated you become. The cycle is unstoppable once you begin. And that cycle will carry you from doubt to confidence, from hesitation to decisiveness, from dreamer to doer. Take that step now, no matter how small, because action is the language of transformation. It speaks louder than intention, desire, or hope. It tells your mind, your heart, and the universe that you are ready to build, ready to grow, ready to win. If you want, I can continue with the next section to keep this powerful momentum going, or help craft this into a shorter motivational piece for quick impact. Your mind is the most powerful tool you own, yet it can also be your greatest enemy. The thoughts you choose to entertain shape your reality far more than any external circumstance. Negative thinking is a silent thief, stealing your energy, your focus, and your belief in what is possible. It builds invisible walls that limit your vision and lock your potential in a cage. But the good news is, your mind is not fixed. It is malleable. You can train it to serve you rather than sabotage you. This shift begins with awareness, catching yourself when the inner critic starts to whisper lies. Once you see those thoughts, you hold the power to replace them. Every time you challenge a negative thought, you weaken its hold. Every time you feed your mind with positive, empowering beliefs, you strengthen your confidence and your drive. This isn't about blind optimism or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones are just noise. Your brain reacts to whatever you focus on most. If you focus on fear, failure, and doubt, you will create more of it. If you focus on solutions, growth, and strength, you will manifest those instead. This simple but profound truth changes everything. Begin to speak to yourself as if you already are who you want to be. Use language that uplifts and propels you forward. Replace "I can't" with "I will learn." Change "this is too hard" to "this challenge is making me stronger." Your inner dialogue is the soil where your future is planted. Nourish it with care. The voice inside your head must become your greatest ally, not your harshest judge. The more you do this, the more your subconscious mind rewires itself. You begin to notice new opportunities, new solutions, and a new level of courage that you never thought possible. Your emotions follow your thoughts. When you choose empowering beliefs, you create energy that motivates action. This energy fuels persistence through obstacles, resilience in failure, and enthusiasm for the process. Your emotional state becomes the engine that drives you forward. And when your mind and emotions align toward growth and success, you become unstoppable. You develop a magnetic force that attracts success naturally. This is not magic. It's psychology. It's science. It's the secret power that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Don't underestimate the power of repetition. Every day you reinforce empowering beliefs. You build a fortress of mental strength. Every time you refuse to entertain negativity, you raise your vibration and your standards. This is how true transformation happens, quietly, steadily, relentlessly. It's not a one-time event, but a daily commitment to guard your mind and fuel your spirit. This commitment creates clarity, focus, and an unshakable belief in your worth and your ability to succeed. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. Protect it fiercely. Feed it wisely. Choose thoughts that build your future, not thoughts that trap you in your past. Because the battle for success is won first in your mind, long before it shows up in your life. When you master your mind, you master your destiny. And that mastery will unlock doors you didn't even know existed. It will lead you to heights you once thought impossible. Keep this truth close. It is the foundation for everything you want to create and become. The clarity of your purpose determines the strength of your journey. When you know exactly why you want what you want, your motivation becomes unshakable. Purpose is not a vague wish or a fleeting desire. It is the fire that burns beneath your every action. It is the answer to the question, why am I willing to endure the struggle, the uncertainty, and the sacrifice? Without a clear purpose, effort feels scattered, and obstacles become excuses. But when your purpose is vivid, it sharpens your focus and fuels relentless persistence. It transforms pain into meaning and setbacks into lessons. Purpose creates an emotional anchor. When your reason for pursuing success is deeply personal and connected to your values, it speaks to the core of who you are. It taps into your emotions and ignites a commitment that goes beyond logic or convenience. This kind of motivation is unstoppable because it is tied to your identity. It asks, who do I want to become, and what impact do I want to leave? These questions push you to act even when fear whispers to stay still. A clear purpose makes hesitation impossible because you realize that every moment spent waiting is a moment lost from becoming your true self. Defining your purpose requires honesty. It asks you to go beyond surface goals like money, fame, or comfort and dig into what truly matters. What pain are you trying to heal? What legacy do you want to build? What values will guide your choices when no one is watching? The clearer you get on these questions, the more magnetic your journey becomes. People are drawn to purpose because it resonates with something universal, a desire for meaning and impact. This magnetism creates opportunities and allies that accelerate your progress. Purpose turns your pursuit into a mission, and missions are never abandoned. When purpose guides your action, it also builds resilience. It allows you to see failure not as defeat, but as part of the process. Every setback becomes a test of your commitment and an invitation to grow stronger. You learn to embrace discomfort and uncertainty because you know what lies beyond them. This mindset creates a powerful cycle. Purpose drives action. Action builds resilience. Resilience strengthens belief. And belief fuels deeper purpose. It is a continuous loop of growth that propels you forward no matter what. Your purpose also provides a compass for decision-making. When faced with choices, big or small, ask yourself, does this align with my why? If the answer is no, it's easier to say no and avoid distractions. If yes, you give yourself permission to say yes with confidence. This clarity saves energy and sharpens your focus. It prevents the paralysis of overthinking and the drain of conflicting priorities. With purpose as your guide, your steps become deliberate and powerful. Without purpose, even the greatest talent and effort can falter. With it, the smallest actions turn into powerful movements. Your purpose is your personal North Star, unchanging, reliable, and radiant. It is the foundation for everything you are building. Hold it close. Let it fuel your passion and steady your resolve. Your journey toward wealth and success becomes not just about what you achieve, but who you become along the way. That is the real treasure, the secret formula waiting for you to claim. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, your vision remains a distant hope, a whisper lost in the noise of daily life. But taking action is often the hardest part. Fear, doubt, and procrastination form a web that can trap even the strongest wills. Yet, the moment you commit to action, something profound shifts inside you. You move from wishing to doing, from waiting to creating. This movement, no matter how small, generates momentum, a force that builds unstoppable energy toward your goals. Action creates clarity where confusion once lived. When you begin to move, you test ideas and discover what works. You learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Waiting for perfect conditions is a trap that kills potential. Progress is born from imperfect steps taken consistently. Every action, no matter how modest, sends a message to your subconscious, you are serious. This message strengthens your confidence and rewires your brain to expect success. Your mind begins to work in harmony with your goals, noticing opportunities and solutions that were invisible before. The power of action lies not only in what you do, but in what you become. Each deliberate step develops discipline, courage, and resilience. These qualities are the foundation of lasting success. They transform challenges into opportunities and setbacks into comebacks. Action is a training ground where your character is forged. Without it, your purpose remains abstract and your potential untapped. The simple truth is this: dreams without action are illusions. Real success demands that you show up every day with commitment and resolve. Action also breaks the cycle of fear. Fear feeds on inaction. It grows stronger when you stay stuck. But action shrinks fear's power. When you move forward despite uncertainty, you prove to yourself that fear is temporary, but your strength is enduring. This experience builds courage, the courage to face bigger challenges, to take bolder risks, and to push beyond comfort zones. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Action teaches you this mastery, one step at a time. Consistency amplifies the power of action. It is not the single heroic effort, but the daily discipline that transforms lives. Small actions compounded over time create exponential results. This is the secret to breaking through ceilings and reaching new heights. Consistency rewires your brain, builds momentum, and signals to the universe that you are ready. The energy you generate attracts support, resources, and opportunities. You become a force that cannot be ignored. Action demands accountability. When you hold yourself responsible, you empower yourself. Excuses lose their grip, and your commitment strengthens. Accountability fuels progress and sharpens your focus. It transforms vague intentions into clear plans and passive desires into active pursuit. The more you embrace responsibility for your actions, the more control you gain over your future. Never underestimate the power of beginning. The hardest part is often starting. But once you do, you unlock a chain reaction that carries you forward. Take the first step today. Do something, anything, that aligns with your purpose. This is how the invisible becomes visible. This is how your dreams take shape. Your wealth, your success, your transformation all begin with action. Choose to move now. Your future self will thank you. Your mindset shapes your reality. Every thought you entertain plants a seed that grows into your experience. If your mind is clouded with doubt, fear, or negativity, your world reflects those inner storms. But when you cultivate a mindset rooted in belief, possibility, and gratitude, your reality begins to shift. This is not magic. This is the science of your brain responding to what you focus on. What you think about most consistently becomes your life's foundation. Your mindset is the lens through which you see challenges, opportunities, and even yourself. A powerful mindset is not something you are born with. It is developed and strengthened through intentional practice. It requires awareness and effort to recognize limiting thoughts and replace them with empowering beliefs. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," pause and ask, "Why not?" Challenge the story you tell yourself. This simple act of questioning breaks the automatic grip of doubt. It opens space for new possibilities. Your mind is not a fixed entity. It is a dynamic system that grows and evolves based on what you feed it. Belief fuels perseverance. When you truly believe in your ability to succeed, obstacles become stepping stones. Failure is reframed as feedback, not a verdict. This mindset change is a game changer because it transforms how you respond to adversity. Instead of shrinking back or giving up, you lean in, learn, and push forward. Your brain adapts, building new neural pathways that support confidence and resilience. This neuroplasticity means your mindset can become your greatest ally or your fiercest enemy, depending on how you train it. Gratitude is a powerful element of a growth mindset. When you focus on what you already have, you shift from scarcity to abundance. This shift changes your emotional state, releasing stress and fear while increasing joy and motivation. Gratitude creates a positive feedback loop. The more you appreciate, the more you attract reasons to appreciate. This energizes your pursuit of success by aligning your emotions with your goals. You begin to see progress even in small wins, and those wins fuel bigger efforts. Visualization is another tool to strengthen your mindset. Imagining your success vividly primes your brain for action. It programs your subconscious to recognize and seize opportunities that align with your vision. Visualization is not wishful thinking, it is mental rehearsal. Athletes and high achievers use this technique to prepare for challenges and build confidence. When you see yourself succeeding clearly and consistently, Your mind works behind the scenes to make it real. Mindset also controls how you handle stress and uncertainty. A resilient mindset embraces discomfort as part of growth. Instead of fearing the unknown, you learn to navigate it with curiosity and courage. This emotional agility keeps you balanced and focused, even in chaos. It prevents overwhelm from stalling your progress and helps you maintain clarity in decision-making. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. Protect your mind from negativity and nurture it with belief, gratitude, and vision. This mental foundation will support every step you take toward wealth and success. Your mindset is the unseen force that either builds your dreams or builds walls around them. Choose to make it your greatest strength. The path ahead is shaped by the thoughts you decide to empower today. Clarity is the compass that directs your journey to success. Without it, your efforts scatter like wind-blown leaves, lacking focus and purpose. When your vision is foggy or undefined, doubt creeps in, draining your energy and slowing your progress. But clarity creates a magnetic force, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward a single compelling goal. It ignites unwavering commitment and provides a roadmap through uncertainty. The clearer you are about what you want, the stronger your ability to attract and manifest it. To gain clarity, you must first identify your true desires, not what others expect or what society dictates. Your heart's genuine ambitions hold the power to fuel persistent effort. These desires stir passion, which is the emotional engine driving sustained action. When your goals resonate deeply with who you are, they awaken a powerful motivation that pushes past obstacles and distractions. Clarity reveals not only what you want, but why it matters. This emotional connection is essential. It transforms goals from abstract ideas into meaningful missions worth fighting for. Clarity sharpens decision-making. Every choice becomes easier when measured against a clear vision. It eliminates confusion and second-guessing, which drain mental energy and cause hesitation. When you know exactly where you're headed, you instinctively recognize opportunities and reject distractions. This focus conserves your time and energy, the two most precious resources on your path. With clarity, your actions become intentional and strategic, exponentially increasing their impact. Writing down your goals crystallizes clarity. Putting your vision into words engages your subconscious mind and signals serious intent. This practice turns vague hopes into concrete commitments. It anchors your dreams in reality and provides a reference point to measure progress. When you revisit your written goals daily, they become a constant source of motivation and guidance. This repetition rewires your brain, strengthening belief and focus. Clarity, therefore, is not a one-time discovery, but an ongoing process reinforced through deliberate practice. Clarity also dissolves fear. When your direction is clear, the unknown becomes less intimidating. Fear thrives in uncertainty, but a well-defined goal lights a path through darkness. Knowing your destination allows you to anticipate challenges and prepare solutions, reducing anxiety. This preparedness boosts confidence and builds resilience. Clarity empowers you to take bold steps, knowing that every move, even if imperfect, advances you closer to your dreams. The power of clarity extends to your relationships and environment. When you are clear about your goals, you attract people and situations that support your growth. You begin to surround yourself with influences that reinforce your vision rather than distract from it. This alignment strengthens your inner circle and creates a network of encouragement and accountability. Your clarity becomes contagious, inspiring others and building momentum beyond your individual effort. Never underestimate the transformative force of clarity. It is the foundation upon which all achievement is built. Without it, effort dissipates. With it, energy converges and multiplies. To succeed, you must illuminate your path with clear, focused intent. When your vision burns bright, nothing can dim your light. Hold your goals close, sharpen them often, and let clarity guide every step. This is how you create a future defined not by chance, but by deliberate, powerful design. Your desire is the spark that sets the entire process of achievement in motion. Without a burning desire, your goals remain distant dreams, lifeless and untouched by action. Desire is not a fleeting whim. It is an intense craving that fuels persistence through every obstacle. It energizes your mind and body, urging you to move beyond comfort and push toward growth. This force compels you to keep going when doubt and fatigue whisper that giving up is easier. A desire strong enough to ignite your passion is unstoppable. To cultivate this desire, it must come from within, rooted deeply in your personal values and vision. When your longing aligns with your true self, it creates a connection so powerful that it transforms challenges into necessary steps. Desire intensifies your focus, sharpening your mind to detect every opportunity related to your goal. It also fortifies your resilience because the more intense your craving, the less appealing surrender becomes. This hunger is the emotional fuel that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary commitment. Desire works by activating your subconscious mind, which controls 95% of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you consistently feed your subconscious with a clear, passionate desire, it begins to work tirelessly behind the scenes. It directs your attention to resources, ideas, and people that align with your goal. Your brain starts to filter information differently, highlighting possibilities that support your vision. This unseen mental process makes your desire a magnet, attracting everything necessary for success. Strong desire is also the antidote to fear and procrastination. When your craving for success outweighs your fear of failure, hesitation dissolves. The emotional intensity of desire pushes you into action, breaking the paralysis caused by overthinking. This is why desire must be felt deeply, not just thought about intellectually. Intellectual agreement alone cannot generate the momentum required to overcome setbacks. Desire that touches your heart and soul creates an unstoppable drive, compelling you forward regardless of difficulty. You must nurture this desire daily. It requires deliberate reinforcement through visualization, affirmations, and emotional engagement with your goals. By vividly imagining your success and emotionally experiencing what it feels like to achieve it, you amplify your craving. This process strengthens the neural pathways associated with motivation and commitment. Each time you engage your desire this way, you build mental muscle that supports relentless pursuit. Beware of allowing desire to wane. When it fades, so does your energy and clarity. It's easy to get distracted or discouraged by temporary failures, but your inner fire must remain alive. This is why connection to your why is critical. It acts as an anchor during storms. When you recall the deeper reasons behind your desire, your motivation rekindles. This emotional connection is what sustains long-term perseverance and transforms fleeting dreams into lasting reality. Desire is the heartbeat of achievement. It is the emotional force that propels you from intention to action, from dreams to results. Without it, progress is slow and inconsistent. With it, you become a relentless force of nature, unstoppable in your pursuit. Recognize the power of your desire, feed it daily, and let it drive you to break limits, shatter fears, and claim the success waiting for you. Your deepest desire holds the key. Unlock it and watch your life transform.